All right, so Tom Psytek asks, what is your collection goal? Do you prefer going for full sets or for a personal composition? Interesting word there.
Yeah.
And did you ever not buy a game or sell one because you think it doesn't belong in your collection?
Interesting.
Well, so you and I were talking today, actually, that you sold some games, right? Some Sega CD games you just didn't want?
Yeah, I sold a lot of Sega CD games that I didn't want. I mean, well, I had a nice Sega CD collection, and a lot of these games, though, when I was playing with my girlfriend, these games we were playing, they were unplayable. Like, they're not fun, but they're worth money. So I was like, gosh, I really like having a nice Sega CD collection. Like, a lot of people like the way it looks, but for me personally, if I'm not going to play these games, I have to trade them in to get something else I will play.
Yeah.
So that's why I downsize a lot on a lot of those games. So I think people should downsize on games they're not going to ever play.
Yeah. So clearly you're not going for a complete Sega CD collection.
No, never. Oh gosh, no. There's some people that like to collect and just to have the stuff to kind of show off, like, oh, I got this game. But in the heart, though, man, are you going to really play that game? Come on, think about it.
But there is a great challenge, though, to going, a complete collection. Like, I can appreciate that. Like, for instance, Casey, right?
Yeah, definitely.
With a full Wii collection was I mean, it was impressive to stand in his living room and see that huge wall. It was like, wow. And I think even Casey would admit, like, he's never going to play, half of those games, right?
Yeah.
But it was probably really fun to do that.
It was fun to do it, and he said he did it cheap, and it was a big accomplishment for him. For a second, I actually considered getting a full PS1 set.
I can see that. Yeah.
I thought about it for a minute, but then I just don't want to make all the room for all those games, the shovelware. So I'm just going to go for games I really like. But don't get me wrong, I think collecting a complete set is great. Like, I think that's a good accomplishment. Like, that's cool because you have everything on that system. All about
and there's also games. And there's something to be said too for the preservation of a collection as well. So we need some of those people out there who will kind of catalog and collect every game for the future, essentially. And
then they could put out a guide, like, this is a complete list and what versions or variants and stuff like that. That's really cool.
I mean, I think a lot of people look to people like Pat the NES Punk who have complete NES collections, going, that guy is preserving the NES collection for forever. I mean, it's in the hands of a collector, someone who's going to appreciate it. Is it for me? No. There's no system that I would actually do, I think, a complete collection. I mean, the closest I would get maybe the PSP or something.
Virtual Boy? Easy.
Yeah, or something easy like a
Virtual Pocket.
Yeah, exactly. Something with like a low count.
Right.
But even to that point, those last couple of games, I'm thinking of, like, say, the Sega Saturn. There's that horse racing game, which I know I would never play.
Somebody just wrote a story about that recently.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not going to play a horse racing game. I don't want to spend hundreds of dollars to acquire it, only to put it on the shelf.
Buyer's remorse already. Buy it, just put it on the shelf.
Yeah,
never pull it out again.
But I do have a lot of games in my collection that I may never play a lot, but I have them because I might use them in videos, you know? And so that's kind of my justification.
Some games are so bad that they're funny to play when you're around a lot of people. So, hey, let's play this game, see how bad it is.
Like Barbie's Horse Adventure.
Yeah, have a couple of laughs and everything. That's cool. So,
Yeah, so I don't. So I guess to your answer, no, we don't go for complete collections. Yes, we occasionally get rid of games that we don't want anymore. I certainly would pare back parts of my collection. There's even though as much as I love the PC collection, I would pare back some of the games I just know I'm never going to play. They take up so much room.
Yeah. But the packaging is so nice, though.
Yeah. Sometimes you keep it just for the packaging. So, all right, great question. Thank you. This video is made possible in part by the awesome contributors on Patreon.com. Viewers like you can help support my videos and get access to cool perks like early access to my videos, ask me questions for these Tuesday videos, and much more. So check out patreon.com/MetalJesusRocks if you want to help me bring you awesome content every single week. Thanks for watching.